Anna, do you have those plans?
Yes. I just wanted to show you something I've been... James R. and Associates, Anna speaking. James R. and Associates, Anna. Baker Architects, this is Anna Baker.
At Northwestern Mutual, this is what our version of financial planning looks like. Tomorrow is important, but you're ready to bet on yourself today. Find an advisor at northwesternmutual.com.
For example, cost Rachel, because the ice changed a little bit. You have to be always looking, changing, communicating, talking to the front end, get some input to figure out those different lanes. That's what can cost you a game like this. Controlling the front, I say it all the time, when you're this equal, you have to be able to have the rocks in the right position, and with the ability of Emma Miskew and Rachel Holman to make those run backs, that's the key to this game. Keep them out front.
And now the keys for Saskatchewan.
Well, I think the best advice is always you either win or you learn, and that 1 versus 2 game was a loss for Saskatchewan, but a valuable one, as they have not experienced that before. So what do you take from that game that you learned that you can carry into today's game? And then thinking time. Curling is one of those unique sports that gives you a lot of time between shots. It's similar to golf when you walk between the holes, and you can either use that wisely or it can destroy your confidence.
Keys to the game are brought to you by Scotties, Canada's #1 tissue. And to use the sports psychologist phrase, Saskatchewan yesterday was not and were not able to park it. Robin would miss the shot, or they believe that the wrong call was made, and she'd be thinking about it 3 shots later.
You know, exactly. And every sports psychologist watching that game has seen that before. And you get so focused on outcome, and you get so focused on result, you're not doing your job anymore.
And Courtney will roll it to the back, out into the open, just back edge to the 8. The sports psychologist for this Saskatchewan team is actually in England, in Bath. He's a professor. And they talked with him almost immediately after coming off the ice.
Well, and the other struggle you have is coming down off a big game. I mean, they played that game last night. They only had, a few hours to talk to their sports psychologist, and you got to come out here today with a clear head.
Yeah, then you go back to the room and stare at the ceiling for 3 hours, and it's a pretty short turnaround here.
Have a girl. Normal? Down normal? Down normal. Hers come down. Hers curled up. Okay, same weight? Yeah.
Mentioned Joanne Courtney is due in July. Rachel Holman in June. For Joanne, she's already said that starting to feel the effects of her expectancy, particularly when it comes to the brushing. And just able to tick it over? No, not quite. So there's an early mistake. And we've seen teams, Russ, be caught. We saw yesterday, for example, Northern Ontario get caught.
Yeah, and so did Saskatchewan that same spot. The very first hit of the game for Saskatchewan, that same intern side missed narrow. Northern Ontario missed narrow, and here we go again. But I didn't see any urgency in the brushing there. They kind of all quit talking at the hog line. They could have easily heads down and got that out of there.
Line's good, all you.
That can cost you a game, a shot like that. Yeah, it's fresh pebble. That's all it is, Vic. Most of the teams race to the button. Even the button was predetermined in here, but you still want to have feel for your skipper. So they just don't warm up those lanes.
Jessie Hunkin, who's just throwing this rock now, she was the high man in the game versus Alberta yesterday at 83%. Played very well.
Good sweep, guys. Good judge. 14-9.
You take this on, or you just try to roll it close?
I think they're going close. You'd have to really almost throw it outside your comfort zone, I think, to make that double. Hanging around is huge in these situations.
Good normal. Whoa. Off normal.
Have a miscue.
Yep. Whoa.
Now watch this roll. And rolling it close to be sure. And
Nice shot, Em.
we'll get it over. Sit for shot. Stone back edge of the 8.
Brilliant shot. You didn't make a lot of rocks go away, so people think, oh, well, no big deal. But that is a big deal. How does Saskatchewan roll away now? Unless there's a perfect roll by Stephanie Lott, and there will be a double opportunity.
I think any release Little strong.
Whoa.
9-8.
Kara, go. Kara, go hard. Really
Stay
hard.
close.
Really hard, really hard, really hard, really hard. Go. Go, go, go. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Hard, Jess. Hard. Go. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Nice weight, 10.
That's pretty good. You couldn't do a lot better.
Nice row, Steph.
Couple more inches.
Hey, you try hard to roll, you roll out.
A third half gets it.
Okay.
We've had that happen.
Especially in that spot. There's
like
no
feel?
lack of curl.
Okay.
They yelled a little wide and a little heavy on Stephanie's
there,
and it's
pretty
still
good,
curled
too.
up nice.
Yeah.
All right, they think they can get this with a third of a stone to half a stone.
Well, the rotation and the weight should hold this down this path.
Yep. Yeah. Hard. Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Yep. Whoa. 22.
1 and 2. And then, okay, now you go back. You're right. If she does not roll with her first that close, that shot there isn't available.
Yeah, and everybody will say, remember that double Emma made? Well, Emma set up the double. She got the assist on her own goal there. Really nice roll.
Touch more.
Kara. Hard, Kara. Clean. Yeah, Jess, go. Yeah, nice.
Kara Teveno,
Good.
and they'll leave it on the edge.
Normal. I really don't know what happened.
That's it.
It's good.
Weight was all right.
A little big.
9-5.
Okay. Normal.
Other than that one whiff by Joanne there, it's been a well-played end by both teams under the circumstances.
Okay.
They're, I don't know. I don't know what happened to Joe's. I don't know if it picked or what.
Okay.
And I think this start will give Saskatchewan a little bit more of that settle-in opportunity. I think they're going to feel a little bit more so.
For the roll.
Oh, okay.
You know, you were wondering why no urgency in the brushing on Courtney. They said they didn't know what happened. Maybe it may have pitched.
True. Fooled them. They could have picked as it was coming in the rings, has made that extra little curl.
Me too. Yeah. Joel. Just Joel. Clean. Holy slow. Roll it a bit. Good, Rach. Good.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Pretty consistent.
Yeah, just kind of gradual.
Nice throw. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Sure we stick around?
Yeah. Nose is fine.
Yeah.
Little flub.
10?
Lovely. Yep.
Straight up.
You got a rub. H.
This is a key too
10. Just 10. Clean.
from their
Just 10.
perspective. If she's in the zone, and if she's rocking Robin,
Pull soft. Hard.
she'll play quickly and decisively. Now, granted, it's an open hit and she can't hold the shooter, but watch for that, according to the coach.
I was trying to back up.
If she gets down there, goes, let's go.
Your weight was close.
I think, and then that just translates when you got a skip that's confident and decisive, then it translates to the rest of the team.
Almost just want top 8, eh?
Yeah, top 4 is okay if we're under.
It's just a really long guard.
It'd be tough to blank if you're under.
I know it's a
Flying.
little thing, but for Robin, you really would love to have stuck around just to not allow Rachel this free opportunity to draw, to feel that ice.
Yeah, we always used to say that. Try to hang around and prolong the other skip's chance of getting some feel. Should be nice and speedy here. They've thrown a lot of rocks on this side.
Gabrielle, mine's
6,
good.
7. Off then. Just line.
Okay, we got lots of room. 9.
Really?
Well, that's deep. Remember now, 7 is T-line weight.
All right. No. 8.
Gotta go, Joe.
Well, now
Yeah,
we're talking
go, go,
back.
go. Yep.
4.
Hard, Joe. Both of you go. Right back. Cross. Yep. Hard.
And sure
hard.
enough, they had it pegged. Center line. Half covered. Back 4.
Wasn't even that bad.
No.
Just back 4. Yeah, just not the right ice.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Straighter than practice already.
Yeah.
And it would be straighter than practice already
could
because there's
feel
been
it
that many
should run
rocks down
down,
that
right?
side.
Yeah.
It's just worn the pebble down a wee bit.
And I tell you,
Gotta rub.
we know, we've watched this all week. That little comment,
Please back button.
straighter than practice already. That
Anna didn't curl.
is the thing we worry about, Rachel. That ice getting in that head.
Yes. Yeah.
Easy.
And in the first.
Whoa, no, just clean.
Get it by.
Clean's good. Okay,
There you go.
good shot.
Very nice. So Ontario survives their miss. Get a nice hit and roll from miscue. Blank the first.
Smart is navigating any situation. It's seeing things from a new perspective. Smart is the 2019 F-150.
TSN knows what hockey means to Canadians, and Trade Center brings you the content you need about your team. We deliver NHL news and information better than anyone. Trade Center, Monday on TSN. Presented by Golf Town.
It is 2 for Gushue.
Reigning two-time Brier champ Brad Gushue faces a stacked field, looking to take his crown. Tim Hortons Brier starts Friday on TSN.
What all began last Friday, a week ago. This past Friday with the play-in game, 4 sheets in play the entire round robin. Now down to just 1 on this championship Sunday. After the blank in 1, Saskatchewan once again with Glass Rock. They have the hammer. Playing the Yellowstones, the staggered guards up front, and Lisa Weigel comes right around, sits edge of the button tee line.
But if Saskatchewan can get around, Lisa's right on the tee line. You can get shot if you can get right to the face.
Oh, here we go, Karatevano.
Keep going. Okay.
Yeah.
So we had that play-in game. The wild card team, Casey Scheidegger, won that and over Carrie Einarson. 16 teams, 2 pools of 8. Those are the 4 that made it through. BC beat Manitoba in a tiebreaker. They're the 4 in B. Interesting to note that it was 3 from A and only 1 from B making it through, and that was Saskatchewan. Into this, the 4-team final four.
Squeeze close, squeeze really close. Hard, get it here. Emma!
Oh, the line is perfect if they can drag this into the forefoot.
Hard, Em! You gotta go Em hard! Go, keep going!
Right under.
And they'll tuck a piece and half a stone underneath. Very nice. So Ontario showing their draw weight. So the 4 that advanced out of the 8-team championship round, there they are. Northern Ontario was eliminated yesterday in the 3-4 cage by the South Ontario and Rachel Homan.
Running, but if you hit it a little bit.
All right, that's going to be a little... You're Rachel Homan, you're looking down the line. You see Weagle take one around, and then Courtney, you got to feel pretty good.
Oh, do you ever? Now, I mean, it's so good, you have to open up.
But this lineup's pretty decent. The yellow-red combo could go onto the yellow into the red ones. Could get all 5 rocks moving.
Here we go. Hunkin will try that. Touch it. Oh, and did. Moves them all.
And stuffed it right behind the guard.
Buried.
So a shot rock just like that belongs to Saskatchewan.
Jesse had a great game yesterday. Another one coming today.
Anything high side there, you were going to make contact on those reds. Really good shot.
Right behind the guard. Look at that.
Whoa, 6, 7. Okay. Line's important here. Okay, 6. Line should get close. 6, 7. Like go for the weight. 6. Go for weight. 7. Go for weight. M. Hard M.
Emma Miscue.
Try to bump it out in the open if they could.
And they'll show a piece, certainly, maybe 3/4 of the stone.
This is really going to be the struggle for Saskatchewan. The Homan team has been the best team this week in force efficiency, and that correlates the strongest to winning, is how you minimize the points that the opposition scores. They just have the ability to shut teams down, only let them score their one, and then they move on.
Good look at just a
I don't mind the draw. You can always do that, or you can just come
quarter
sit
of the
here.
stone showing.
We'll have that, but then we can use ours. Yeah. You don't even need to bury, just bury a corner. Okay.
Okay. So top 8 then? Top 4?
Top 8. Top 8's close, yep.
Okay.
This team over the week, I think, has become more comfortable with rocks in play. They at the Saskatchewan Provincials, they were really defensive. Played well, made a lot of good draws too, but this type of shot, they would normally hit something.
Like to go. Hey, line's good. Top 12 right now. Top line's good. Hard then. Line's really good. Hard.
So there you go, Jesse Hunkin from throwing that upweight stone to touch 5 stones. Now has to draw it back and throw the draw, looking for top 8.
Whoa. Good. That's good. Good. Okay.
And to the top edge of the 4.
15-5. Too tight. Just needed to be just top 8. Probably want to hit about half.
They yelled top 12, then they yelled just a biter. So it slid a lot farther than they thought it would. Thin double.
The 3rd is close.
I think it's there.
Okay. I like half though.
I want to hit this one that was just thrown really thick. It'll carry them off the yellow onto the red and stay. You got to get it thin half, I would think. Maybe less.
Just touch it on the way through?
Yes, exactly.
Yep. Drag it out.
Boy, they got her quickly, didn't they? Weagle, Courtney, stay with him. All the way. Here comes that guard. Get by there first. Oh, no, they don't. And away it goes.
I think they thought they could back that up just a little bit more.
I'm not sure you had to throw like an 8-second hit on that. It's tougher to be accurate. You know, it's going to go where it's going to go, and the brushes aren't very effective until the rock's not touching the pebble on the way down.
I don't know. That's a thought.
Come here real quick.
I don't mind the hit.
You can make this double. Like, we can always come here, I guess. That might not be bad.
Okay.
She could possibly make a triple, I guess.
You were thinking here to start?
Can't do that.
Not too bad, I guess, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't mind freezing in the pocket there.
You just can't.
The other option is just a tap, nose red.
Right, I don't mind this, and if you end up coming here.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, move it back a little bit, get it back in here somewhere, and stay in top.
Try and stay on top of the red.
Yeah, that's a safe play too. They talked about the yellow-red double on the left-hand side. That's pretty tough shot.
To that red one, yeah, the freeze.
Okay.
And the tolerance is full 12 on the center one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Try not to overcurl it, I guess. Yeah. So I want to finish it in the end for line.
Okay.
Think like that 15 and a half here.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's quick here.
You got a step.
Straight up though, hey? Yeah. Nice throw.
Right to her.
Yeah, right at her.
Playing this turn, they get all kinds of options. They can play a tight guard. If it keeps on curling, drag it right into that freeze position that you suggested.
Top four.
Whoa, needs to curl.
Just full 12 right now.
Whoa,
Not bad.
Like to go a bit.
Whoa, needs to curl.
Jesse!
Hard, Jess, go. Just Jess, not Kara, not Kara. Go, Jess, go, 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 go.
And into the pocket they come. The Saskatchewan champions hail from the Twin Rivers Curling Club in North Battleford, and it's about 90 minutes northwest of Saskatoon, and they've come a long way with a lot of support, Brian.
Certainly, Vic. And in talking with Robin earlier in the week, she says it is massive to have Stephanie Lawton on board. As you guys know and talked about, Stephanie winning 3 Canada Cups every time she's been here as a skip for Saskatchewan, making the playoffs. So she says Stephanie certainly keeps her calm. But one person we have not talked about, an unsung hero, is Marlies Kasner. Obviously, that is the sister and the alternate this week. And the one thing that Robin talked about was the fact that when I got here for the first time, I didn't know I have to worry about transportation or food or who's going to match the rocks when we're trying to get some downtime. So Marlies has certainly been big, especially when it comes to watching those stones, when it comes to a championship weekend like this. So I guess if you're a rookie, Vic, the best you can do is bring some experience in your pocket, and Robin's done that.
Yeah, you become more of a team manager, don't you? Making sure everything's taken care of.
Probably Ken just knows it too, Steph.
Yeah, I think so.
Probably what?
Knows it.
Okay.
Just on the inside of it.
Might leave her the double.
That's okay.
If we stay on the inside of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We would have pushed ourselves over.
Yeah. Double. 10.
Yeah, you have 2 options on this one. You could maybe try and play a hit and roll behind the corners, or you can try and stay on the left-hand side of the top stone as you hit it, and then when they play the double, it most likely will jam. You hate to group the stones, but
Weight's good.
Whoa.
Clean. Close.
Weight's
the
good.
angles might help you.
Yeah, you might leave a double.
Kara, go.
Might roll right across could work too.
Bump it, Jess.
Where's this going to end up spinning? Oh, they're going to lose it out. The kiss came back. But it's the 4th shot.
Okay, Steph.
Yeah.
Remember now, Saskatchewan does have last rock. They have the hammer playing the yellow stones here in 2.
We've been on this sheet a lot lately. Obviously, all the playoff games, it's just getting straighter and straighter inside out.
That came in incredibly straight.
That was half a rock wide.
This is where it really floated for me last time.
The out turn?
Yeah, remember we rolled out high?
I was surprised Joe couldn't drag my peel any further out. I think it's not as straight as it was that game. But we could try this way if you'd like. This way straight.
I don't mind this. Control.
Okay.
Yeah. You think it'll come up a little or no?
Yeah, I think a bit more than last.
Well, we just saw hers. Didn't come off the line.
This is okay too.
Yeah, I think we have max ice anyways.
Okay. How much weight?
I don't mind all the way over. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Might roll to the right side of, as we're looking at Emma here, because if they stay right there, it's a short little roll underneath the cover to set up that 2. And drag the play away from that corner guard a little bit without rolling out. So dead on. If you can roll it, fine.
Yeah, force is key. Make sure you sit 2 somehow.
Yep.
Yep.
Rachel Holman and her first.
Stay with it.
And where will it land?
Right over.
And it hangs around T-line in the 12.
It's really a mistake, isn't it, Cheryl?
So now you give her a chance to go around the corner and sit shot.
Yeah, with backing.
The action was huge on that.
Yeah, real straight there.
It was coming down pretty hard.
I think they got caught. Emma's curled there with big weight, but probably the first shot down that path. And Rachel was a little hesitant, thinking, I don't know if it'll curl or not. Ran dead straight.
This is
That's too bad we didn't stay in the 8-footer.
brilliant opportunity now. Just anywhere in the 8-foot here, keep it in front of the tee line.
Weight's pretty good.
Robin Strawweight's been really good the last 4 or 5 games.
Not curling at all. A little heavy.
Looks a little hot though.
Yeah, they
That's sliding.
Hunkin and Taverneau
Not curling
just
at all.
become passengers right now. Miss Q ready?
Okay.
Uh-oh. You can hear the crowd. Ooh. And all the way through.
Okay.
These
That didn't move.
No, that didn't curl at all.
I get even my corner guard sometimes took a little bit of time.
They weren't going crazy to
Yeah,
that
I
side.
wanted to tighten that bid.
I think
A little less weight, I would have been okay. What was that, 14?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I felt like I gave it some, like it was a positive throw.
All right. You know, we'll watch that because that was a concern last evening. Just whether, in fact, she was able to shake it off.
You know, I think what you learn in these big games, and we saw it a little bit last night, is you learn your tendencies, and we all have them. And when it's a big game, you know you're going to kick out with just that little extra adrenaline, and I think that's all it really is.
That's exactly what it was.
And then what you learn from that is I'm going to kick out slower than I think I need to kick out because I know I'm going to have that little bit of energy, and that's how you start to win these games and make shots in these big pressure games.
Tempted to be light here if you're Rachel Holman, if anything, top 12 or lighter and make her throw another draw.
I think it just picked.
Oh, that took off on them.
Going off the seat, just went sideways. Get it over. Get it over.
Oh, that's
Gotta go, guys.
would have put a lot of heat on Robin Silvernagle when you get that top 12.
Hard to get over.
It's interesting because that's 2 picks in this game, and we've seen, I think, 1 all week.
Too bad.
This is my broom head.
I know.
I don't know, man.
Robin's very quick on top of it as a player. She gets in the hack and she moves pretty fast and is out of there.
Really new paths.
Yeah, your dad right here.
I'll give it to you guys.
Yeah, you got it, Rob. H.
So after throwing it through, tendency maybe here to pull the string a little bit. Needs a bite of the white. Put a little piece in the 8-foot.
Pretty good.
Not curling a lot.
Draw against 3.
Running right now. It's starting to go.
Not moving much, just moving nicely. All you.
Curling now. Curling hard. It's really curling.
Oh, we gotta go.
Got the right foot.
Get into the 8. And they do. Well judged. Taverneau, Hunkin, Saskatchewan will get a single here in the second. Ontario will get the last drop when we come back.
Nice, solid, helpful when you let us
Your turn to host. Use the Curadore Sous Vide Precision Cooker. Just set it, submerge, seal and cook, quickly sear, then stare them down. Knowing the sous vide method locks in flavor and never overcooks or undercooks your meat. And bask in the glory of food war victory. The Curadore Sous Vide Precision Cooker. Only $129.97 and only at Home Hardware.
Nova Scotia's Cape Breton Island calls out to be explored. Breathtaking landscapes await you. Follow your heart. It will lead you to the journey of a lifetime. We hold our traditions close, and it's a tradition to share what we have with our visitors. Discover and embrace Cape Breton Island. Your heart will never leave.
Wouldn't it be great to make the things you do every day better? We think so. So take that call. Ace that interview, 1,000,000 miles away from civilization. Wi-Fi like a champ. Post from a cave. A cave. Just think of the thousands of things you do every day. The truth is, every single thing you do is better on a better network.
It is the Canadian Women's Curling Championship Sunday here in Sydney. Saskatchewan get their single in the first. Centerline guard goes up. Corner then from Ontario, and their Tono just plays a little rub and roll on theirs. And so there's two center guards sitting in front belonging to Saskatchewan. Ontario, however, for the first time in the game, do have last rock. They have the Hammer playing the Red Stones. I said to you during the break, it'll be interesting to see how aggressive Rachel Homan is here.
Yeah, throwing up that corner guard gives you the clue, doesn't it? And it's going to be really interesting because there's two guards pretty wide. So for Team Homan, they got to go really wide here. And as we just to remind everybody, you get out wide, it kind of runs a hair straighter, therefore it goes a hair farther.
Em, take it. Go, Em, go, go. Right back, right back, right back.
Not ideal.
No, trying to take it back further so there's nothing easy for Saskatchewan to freeze to. But it gives them a chance, and they've now seen this path.
Yeah. That's okay.
There's like a 3-foot guard out there with those two yellows.
Yeah.
Just about impossible not to bury it here if you have anywhere close to the right speed.
Bit early for line. Top four.
Jessie Hunkin is the team's import. The former Alberta junior champion makes her home in Parkland County. That's west of Edmonton.
Back four. Okay, line's good.
She's had a great week. I think she's fit in that, you know, she skipped for years, and so I think she brings that touch game as well as the big hit game.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Good. Okay. Good.
Right around.
Sorry, I bombed you. 14-7. There might be a hole. I just don't know if we can roll. Really stand on the top or through the hole? Yeah.
I think you try the hole, you clip both of those guards and you open it up.
It's probably the best way to make the double, isn't it? Because if you're trying to get through the port, you'll get a tick and right through.
Your side, right? If anything? Okay. Control.
And those eyes don't blink very
Hard, you gotta go.
often when you stare into the eyes of Rachel Homan.
Hard.
Courtney.
Hold the guard. Stay with it, stay with it.
And we'll roll those corners and then spill to just sit even with the other one on the other side.
Really?
Just a great call. I mean, this team is one of the best at getting the most out of shots. Got a corner guard out of it, got rid of the center guards.
Just above that red, I think. That's where we want to be. Let's go.
Weight looks pretty good.
Line
2.5.
Easy line. Easy line.
Keep down. Stay down.
Easy
2.5.
line.
Keep it clean.
Easy. Line's good. Still 2, I think.
Just half.
Whoa, whoa.
2.5.
Line's
Good, need
good.
to curl.
Hold. Steph, you might have to finish a little.
2.5.
Yep, go hard. 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 Good. Nice.
Girl.
Boy, very sharp so far today, Jesse Hunkin.
Good turns is really good. In turn.
A little high side and try to remove that red one. The red one is a corner guard, but it's kind of in the way at the same time, isn't it? So I think they're going to go yellow-red and open up both sides. It over curls. They might get the shot rock on the way by.
It could happen.
Whoa.
Joanne Courtney.
Yep, Em. Keep it there. Good. Nice shot, Joe.
Opens it up completely.
Okay.
Yeah.
It puts more pressure on Saskatchewan now that you don't have the left side of that rock guarded anymore, so now the guard has to be perfect to be useful.
Yep. Okay.
I think this is the key player for this game, really. Keep pace with Emma. She came in from the round robin playing. She was the number 1 third. She didn't have the best game last night. She was 66% in that game versus Sarah Wilkes, so she's going to have to play a stronger game today against this team.
They don't cover a lot of the shot rock. So first time here for the skip, and she showed some nerves in that first half against Team Canada. Came back to make it close. Managed the loss as well through the first 7 games. On to the championship round. Wins over Ontario after dropping the game to Alberta on Friday afternoon. And now here they are, having lost to Alberta in that 1-2 page last night, back on the ice here in the semifinal. Oh, they snuck it by.
Oh, snuck is the right word.
That
Tough line there.
curl.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's a cutter. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, you have to wonder
Yeah.
because it ran completely different than Rachel's the last end with the out turn down the center.
Rach.
I'm shocked that they're after the whole week of matching the rocks, they find it now, but I don't disagree. That went sideways. Plenty of weight, plenty of rotation. They're trying to hit half a rock there. It overcurled by 6-7 inches. Halfway down, they loved it.
It's good. Yep.
Bob's good. It's Bob.
It's good.
Whoa. 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 Kara.
Hard. 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 You got it. Hard.
Stefano, you got it? Oh, now it needs that shooter to sit down too, put a little extra pressure on, and they do.
Beautiful. Rolls enough that there's no double.
Good sweep. Really good. Thanks. Good sweep.
Yeah, bite the 4 to the back's fine. Okay. It's got to be there. Yeah, got to be.
Now you've got Holman playing around a center.
Blank end's just about gone. It's really quick here.
Out there. What's there? Don't need to.
Just 9. 9.
9 to the back.
Wow.
Still?
Line's good.
8. It's really curling. Don't want to go by it here.
To the back. So playing down to that stone, back 8.
Whoa, it's coming down. It's coming down.
Does it ever hook, though? My goodness, it may come out the other side.
Yeah, I'm more inclined to think that spot just really goes.
Yes, yeah, I think you're right.
14-1.
So round robin began last Saturday, and there was one bad day in there where they lost 2. The ice really got to Rachel Holman, and but she gathered herself up. Lost to Saskatchewan Friday night, bounced back, beats Krista McCarville in the 3-4 to put herself into this semifinal.
Well, here's an opportunity. They're slid behind. They're just on the tee line. You come down, freeze on this. Maybe you tap it an inch to get shot.
15.5 again.
15
becomes very tough for Holman's team to score a couple.
H.
The ice is a lot like it was yesterday, where it's a little more curl than we saw virtually all week. Emma's almost didn't get by there.
Okay, a little bit for line. Line's good.
Went through that guard.
Gotta go wait. Okay, let's go then. Line's really good. Line's nice. We gotta go though. It's short. Hard. Yep. Top 12. I need a rub. Tight. I need a rub. Yep. Whoa. There we go. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys.
Really smart not to lock those corner to corner where you couldn't raise either one.
I think because I think if we can. I know, and I gave you here.
Yeah. Okay, let's take that.
Okay.
She punched it over a little.
Okay.
He's a 4-time Canadian champion, of course, 3 worlds with Randy Ferbey, and he's coaching Team Ontario. He said that the 10-end game gives them a little bit more time if you should fall behind. Obviously catch up than the 8-end. So there wasn't going to be a lot of pressure. Key for him was managing the 2 expectant mothers. And he said he was getting some advice from his wife, Raylene. She said, you have to be sensitive. They're going to be sensitive. And so he said, okay, I understand. So it's a little different for Marcel.
Oh, I can hear Ray. She'd be giving the coach some good advice on that.
I think you're there.
Rachel Holman in reverse.
You're there. Looks there.
Oh, this could be heavy. It can't be
Just
heavy
Joe.
here.
Just Joe.
No. We
Gotta
gotta
switch.
Don't need to switch. Don't need to switch. Just here.
Just Joe.
Just gotta make sure we're
Okay,
there.
Oh, it's coming down hard now.
Gotta go. Hard, guys. Switch. Go.
And in they come. This hit 2.
Yeah, let's wait.
What?
Wait.
Yeah, I just needed to cover that one. Yeah.
Now you're happy. Oh, sorry, Russ.
It might be better than right there. That's the tendencies to put it there. But when you group them together and that run back comes in, it would make that potential double that much easier. Now that they're farther apart, I don't see a double.
Should be pretty straight.
No, you have to. You're lucky. I was thinking for Saskatchewan, she's pretty happy she didn't lock this, but at least she has her shooter to run back. But
no
you've got to
kidding.
make it good.
Well, she does have a couple of options once we get there.
Well, Leslie McEwen is the coach of this team, former Canadian and world senior champion. Mentioned that they did talk with their sports psychologists in Bath, England. She expects that Stephanie Lawton will step up a little bit more. Stephanie is the voice of reason when they do get a little flustered. Final stone, Silvernagel trying to hold this, run it back, and we'll get one and spill just that. Little bit too far. Shot rock belongs Ontario.
Oh, what a great run back.
Very good shot.
That saved a 3.
Shoot. Sorry, girl. Just had to get off for 1 second.
I
and It
know.
was perfect.
Yeah, good throw. Real good throw. I thought you were all right, and then it felt like it. Not that it's
side,
straight.
right? It's straight.
Just straight. Yeah.
What do you think about this line? A little wider?
Yeah.
We're just sweeping for T-line here?
That's a success for Saskatchewan. Like, they've had a bit of an issue giving up big ends this week. They've given up like 5 3-enders. They've given up a 4-ender. So a 2 is good. 5-rock rule, I think more and more teams are comfortable with forcing to a 2.
It's not a 2 yet either, is it? Because Rachel's going out way wider. It's out in that shelf, or could run a little straighter. She's trying to play to the backing, I assume. This could track on her a little bit.
Has one in her pocket. Now needs a piece of that blue. A little bit of the forefoot.
Clean it on the inside. Wait for this yellow here. I know. Clean it. Clean. Clean, Lisa. Joe. Clean. 8-9.
Clean. Lisa, clean.
Or 9.
Good shot.
Well done. So Ontario does get their deuce. And remember now, they are one of the best at holding teams. Don't give up many points.
work your back, mommy, work your back. Mueve tu cintura, mama, work your back. Shake her naga loca and rewind it back. Drop it low, pop it up. Drop it low, pop it up. Shake that culo, mami, pero drop it low. Shake that culo, mami, pero pop it up. Así, así, así me gusta a mí. Así, 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 así. Así, así, así me gusta a mí. Así, 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 así.
Well, I thought Quebec's bicycle was the best.
It was.
Wasn't it? Gabrielle Lavoie.
Those are so good.
A team from Quebec City and the Etchemin area. The junior champions. Second straight year, a team from Quebec represented by a junior team. As we welcome you back on this championship Sunday, Ontario get their deuce in 3. So here in the 4th, down by 1, Saskatchewan once again has the last rock. They have the hammer playing the Yellowstone.
Back. Yes. Gotta go. All the way. All the way down. Gotta go.
You wreck thin on the yellow, you run the yellow into the rings.
Hard. Go. Hard out. Hard.
No.
Oof.
And they don't touch it up.
Yeah, we're second. Yeah, I like that.
Rachel played for some straight
Yeah.
a straight rock down there out in the shelf, but it's also fresh pebble. They haven't been out that wide. It just lost the speed coming over that hog line. Just makes that big difference.
Wait, good. Yep. Yep. Hard. Really hard.
Jesse Hunkin.
Little quiet. Really hard. Really hard. Really hard. Rolling.
Lawton and Teveno. Stone, they said, was a little quiet.
10-8. Control. Control. Yeah. Don't even mind it down. I like down normal. Down normal? Down normal. Okay. Straight through. Yep.
So I think Homan's team, and we saw it in the Northern Ontario game, they just manage the game to get in a position that they're comfortable with, and then they really just run with it. They want to be up 1 point with the hammer, so they'll keep negotiating to get there, and then they don't really push. They don't take a lot of risks after that. They know their team stats. They know where they're comfortable and what their winning percentage is when they have control.
Go.
Rolling it over to the corner. And very nice. And partly undercover.
That looks like a...
Now that double was available if they throw Peel. The problem with Peel is you could have hit it too thick, too thin, obviously, but too thick and roll across the top. Throw the appropriate weight. They threw like a down normal. There was zero chance of rolling high side on top of that yellow Saskatchewan rock, and they were rewarded with a perfect roll.
Let's go straight up here, Jess.
2 or 3 years ago, this team would have thrown bullets at that to try to make that double.
You're right.
What a wonderful weight choice there.
Little solid.
Yep.
Now you force the opponent to a tough shot, and there should be a double.
Well, they got to get it by their own corner first, though. Jesse Hunkin
Clean. Step. Hard.
trying to help it over a little bit.
Hard.
And they'll sit right there.
It won't be a double. Really good shot.
She's come to play today. Again, the right weight, Russ.
Yes, no kidding.
You tend to overthrow here. You just saw the Homan team tick on the guard.
Good pair.
It's just perfect.
That was a hard shot.
Okay. This is okay. Yeah.
Unless you want to try and throw Peel and Wick and get them both.
It's up to you. Sure, actually, because if I just go by it, I'll still get the roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the thin, your error being
If you just get the one.
you get the back one, you probably spring in behind.
It's really thin, though, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It's just like a rub, a redirect.
Throwing the proper turn, obviously, to get the thinnest redirection.
And then a bunch of weight, so because you're catching that top one thin.
And a miscue. Nothing yet. Front end. Touch them both. No, touches only one.
Yeah. Like
Should
that.
be nice and quick here. Yep. Good speed. Won't curl a lot.
Yeah, this is the
where
path
I
that
threw to the edge, like just off center line. Yeah.
this is a path where Robin threw.
This is where I threw.
Okay.
Yeah, space nice.
Yeah.
Having flashbacks to the
Back
misses.
8, something like that.
Top 8 is
Back 8.
Back 8.
Yeah. You got it, Steph.
Yeah, position isn't too critical on this one. There's no double because that yellow's behind the guard tucked, so just get second shot.
Top 8, top 4. Yeah, line. Like to go a bit. Yeah, line.
Line's good.
T-line. T-line.
Stephanie Lawton
Hard line.
in a fifth appearance. Oh, got it by this. They do. Now the overbrush to get it by.
It's got to stop.
Where will it sit down as it goes to the back 8, back edge, back 12, and finally sits down?
A little too much screaming on line there, which they had to do to get it by, but maybe the option was direct.
What was that?
Do you like board? Sure. Okay, board. Yeah.
Worry about a cross-house jam here, possibly?
Yeah, well, if you ever wrecked on the guard, bad things could happen too.
No. Be quiet. Quiet. Yeah.
It'll curl here. Jesse's went really hard here.
Wait, close. Yeah.
Courtney, Weagle.
Yeah. Whoa. No. Lease. Hard. Hard lease. Hard.
Wow, look at that. They always get up to the nose of that.
Yeah, nice shot.
And now they'll leave them group. But they are, Ontario, sitting the 3 without Last Rock.
Nice shooting him. Nice shooting him. Really good. Shouldn't do much out here. I agree.
Okay.
It's an easy double, but where's it going? They haven't looked at it. That could go right there, Cheryl. Anything high side, I would think that's where it goes. You might be able to drag it down if you get inside, but too much inside, you don't even make the double.
Little big. Nice. Yep. Nice. Hard. Really hard.
Really hard. Kevino. Hunkin. Really hard. Watch the second shot go. Now the shooter
touch them both.
Spills in. I heard somebody say,
Not that
Yeah,
one. Just
she
touch it.
that one.
the guard, yeah, for sure. I think you just hit the yellow rock with your foot, not the red one. Yeah, but you didn't touch the red one.
So away it goes.
Touch the yellow one though.
Yep.
She did.
Both yellows, the guard.
I think it was going anyways, Kara. It's not a big deal.
Pardon?
It was rolling out anyways. You only hit
What
it.
happened?
Yeah.
She kicked it pretty good. It's fine. Just don't know where. You're not gonna show it?
Okay.
All right.
Do you know where the guard was?
I don't know what happened.
Show it again.
Where do you want to go?
She ticked the guard, and then when the red double was made, she ticked her own yellow roll, Stephanie's roll.
That is a tough one. Yeah, that's really hard to tell.
We need an overhead or nothing.
Can we see a little more?
Can she do this? It's like she can come this way, so I'm thinking if we do
Official
that.
has that magnetic board, but it's difficult.
Just the guards with
He's generalizing with the
Gotta be 8 foot here.
with the magnetic stones.
This is my best guess. Okay, I like that ice.
Should be fast.
Thought it was good of Robin Silvernagel to say to Kara Tevino, it was going to go out. Let it go. Just pass it.
What's ideal?
You know?
But I never thought, I thought that they were yelling top 8, top 4 all the way.
They were saying T-line back 8 by the time.
By the
I
halfway,
heard
yeah.
I knew it would be super fast there.
Yeah, I figured it would too. I thought I was okay there, but it slid. Well, they pounded it the whole way though too to get it by.
Reminiscing about that yellow one that went deep.
Release.
Talking about they weren't yelling weight, but that's because everybody else was yelling line.
Well, this is what you see Ontario do so well this week. They're the #1 team at force efficiency, and they're doing it here again. And you look at Saskatchewan, and this is going to be the battle. How does home and will continue to force Saskatchewan. How are they going to score points when you've got this type of a team forcing?
Looks there. Hard.
It's coming up really fast.
T. Roll it on. Roll it on.
And roll it on, split it on. They do.
Keep going. All the way. Fully. Yep.
No, Rachel throws it straight, but she only took 3 feet of ice there.
Yeah, it's all there. Just a little careful, but I think it's curling more there than it has been in other games. Sorry?
A little more movement to that way.
Yeah. In previous games, that wasn't curling, so.
Could have taken a smidge more.
I always love Joanne Courtney. She comes down. She wants to know as well the paths. Are you seeing a little bit more curl? Are you seeing the same thing as I am?
Yeah.
100% engagement.
Yeah.
Straight freeze.
Yep.
After all this, Saskatchewan still has a good shot at a 2. You
15
freeze
here.
one on that buried rock.
Yeah. Should move nice this way. Yeah. You got it, Rob. Nice throw here. Let's go. H.
Finally breaking through out of Saskatchewan. Robin Silvernaga lost the final of 17, the final of 18. And finally is now Saskatchewan champion.
You gotta try.
Wow.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
That's 2 now.
But I think that's part of it too, Vic. It's that finally breaking through, and you don't know when you'll ever get back, and you just want it so bad.
I don't mind a 3 either. No, yeah. Full 12 if you can.
Then the next shot, where do you go?
I really liked your weight out of your hand reach.
Yeah,
You have to negotiate a small port to get to shot rock, Cheryl. You get this in a good spot. They just threw it
I wonder if they'll be looking at maybe an out-turn draw down the center line.
through that port.
Little teeny port.
Same
Yeah.
weight then?
I think that's close.
3 is fine, right?
Yeah.
Nice extension. Look at it there.
New
Yeah,
pass.
that would be the
guys.
easiest shot, I think, unless you say the wide intern.
Okay.
Similar situation to N2, but Rachel's picked and didn't put any pressure on the skipper.
Nice, good. Waist close. Top 3. Top 12.
Home in her last. Sitting 3 at the moment.
I think you're there. I think you're well there.
We're there.
No, it's got to sit.
Miskew has
What is
the
it?
brush
5.
down. Would love it.
86.
Just across that center line and stop top 12. Stop there. And it'll finally stop there. Sitting the 4, and that's what's
That'll
facing
pop in.
now Saskatchewan. But
Sorry, Joe.
by doing that, if they let her off the hook,
You have, and you have to, not that she's only foot heavy, but think about if you're 10 feet light, it still does the same thing. The tolerance was short there and just a hair
And what's
aggressive.
it going to do?
I don't think it'll do much.
It won't do much? Okay.
Now you're allowed a
Well, I do have room the other way too.
skip that's
you
been
do.
struggling with draw weight to throw a hit.
I know this way a little better, I think.
Okay, sure. I like it.
The 10?
Sure.
10 and a half?
Anywhere over the hog line there would have been a good shot.
You haven't seen
Found this-
too much here, but okay.
Find
It should
this
be pretty
interesting.
straight. So 10 and a half?
Cheryl,
go.
in as much as they were looking at the intern coming at it, she says,
10
I
and a
like
half?
the
Yeah.
outturn. I know it better, but you do have that guard
might
and
get
it's
it, so-
staring at you, and you do have to get by.
Well, and you tend to protect a little bit on these. I mean, I think I'd prefer to throw the intern because you don't want to set it back because of that guard. Make sure you don't come over the top.
10-5. Easy. Little soft. Whoa. 11. 11. Little down.
Now, they're not going out that wide.
Jesse.
So Jesse Hunkin now staying with it. Staying with it. Got to hang around. Oh, now. And now you take a look. Do they have it? Maybe by that much. It's so close. I think they got it.
I do too.
I think it's one yellow.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay. One yellow.
We all agree.
One yellow.
Saskatchewan picks up the single. We're tied at 2.
Purex bathroom
has as its core values integrity, reliability, honesty, hard work, and service to others. Our more than 9,000 licensed Canadian associates stand by these principles each day. They ensure that as they help families take control of their money and make it work for them, they do it the right way, every time. Through the companies represented by WFG's affiliated licensed WFG associates, offer families insurance, investment, and retirement products from many different well-known providers. This power of choice can make a world of difference. Build a future your family can count on. Contact a WFG associate today.
You might not get to choose what to watch, or even how to decorate. But at least you can choose when to have breakfast. Enjoy breakfast anytime at Tim Hortons.
Capable is never needing to slow down. It's exceeding expectations. Capable is the 2019 F-150.
Don't right through the hole. Don't touch the guards. Perfect. Here on this Sunday afternoon, as we go all the way through to our featured game. And it is the semifinal. Saskatchewan picks up their single. We're tied at 2. We go to 5 now, and Ontario once again has last rock. They have the hammer playing the Redstones. But we all looked at each other and said, boy, if Rachel Homan-Stone stops where she wanted it, top 12, it would have made that a lot more difficult than it was for Robyn Silvernagle.
Well, and Saskatchewan's making it a little tough on themselves. They had 2 really good chances. Steph Lawton's outturn come around and deep, and then Robyn had a chance to go around the corner with some backing, threw it through. They turned that around, and I mean, they're tied, and they haven't been on fire.
And you only get so many chances to put somebody away like that, too. Like one of these times, either Stephanie or Robyn are going to make those first ones and score a 2 on you. So. Holman going open side back on the first one, a rollout by Saskatchewan, open side back again, and trying to get a blank here.
10.
Go for the 2 and 6.
Little hot. Step. Pull. Really hard. 90. Okay, that's fine.
Everything a little amped up, I think, for Saskatchewan. You know, that adrenaline. It feels like top 8, and it's really back 8.
And you swear you're sliding out slow. You really do.
Yeah. Making it a little simpler here to blank the end now.
Well, this is very special for us, this award. It's called the Paul McLean Award in honor of our late TSN producer, who died at the age of 39 in 2005. And this year, the Paul McLean Award goes to Andrew Claver, who is has been the official photographer of the Scotties since the year 2000. And it is always an award that goes to someone behind the scenes, working behind the scenes with the media. So congratulations to Andrew, and it always brings us back to thinking about our late friend, Paul McLean.
Well, it doesn't matter where we go. Straight through.
I mean, I know Saskatchewan would blank this end, but if I'm Saskatchewan and I'm the underdog, this is their first time. If I'm the underdog, I want to keep it as close as I can, as long as I can. And most certainly when you're playing home and you take some risks and give them a 2-point lead, they're the best front-running team out there, so keep it close. Steph's going to make one of those draws. You're going to set up for a deuce one end, and then there's your chance.
Oh, no question about it. The longer this game goes, the better chance Saskatchewan has.
Yeah, because their nerves probably, they settled in a little more
Mhm.
too on top of it. People start to feel you can breathe.
Well, the way you got to look at it too is they haven't been sharp, and they're tied.
Yeah.
So
That's a pretty good scoreboard to look at.
Let it curl a bit. Halfway.
Gotta go.
Jesse. That line's okay.
Curling lots.
You can curl it yet. Curl it, Jesse. Curl it. Jesse, go tight. Good.
Good.
Easy feel.
Yep.
Feel tree through.
watch the rotation Emma gets on these peels. It just kind of gives it a little bit of a shove, and that adds rotation. So it'll spin on contact and just roll forever.
Real tight.
Yeah, nice throw.
Slip in, it's not the end of the world
Right.
here.
This pass should still be good too.
Okay.
You got her, Steph.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, this won't bother Team Saskatchewan at all. They're used to this. This is the type of style they see a lot.
Well,
Used to close games.
Yeah, and I think even more so for Steph and for Robin to get some draws, some feels, and they're not big pressure draws.
Tight. Hey,
it's in the
good
stuff right now.
That's going pretty good.
Curling. It
Not
is curling.
Weight's good. Line's just curling nicely. Weight's good.
Just past your
You look
broom.
tight.
Yeah, we might be in.
Yeah, 15-4 you're in. Okay.
What was that?
15-4. That's good.
It's good stuff.
Now Stephanie knows exactly what draw weight is. You're right. It's a practice run for her, really.
Like, which way do you want to come here? I like this way. Okay, control. Light, clean, yep. Heavy board, yep.
Up and down the sheet here in 5.
Yep. Hard. Right up, curl. Good spot. Good. Like just.
Oh, yeah.
Just roll. Good. Let's just go over
Yeah, we lost her.
Sorry. Let's get a little roll this way.
Okay,
Like,
sounds good.
You get a. It's pretty straight. They roll 2 feet.
Okay, let's go straight up.
Try again next one.
10.5. It's pretty straight on
Nose
this side.
or what?
No, if we get a little roll in. If we're nose, we're not in.
We're not in? Okay. It's a little roll carrot.
Ontario and Saskatchewan, the winner to move on
Yeah, little roll. Yeah.
Okay, you got it.
to tonight's final
8.
against Alberta.
Ten five. Clean it. Little soft. 10-8. Whoa, whoa.
Just a clean.
Whoa, Jesse. Little soft.
Kara.
Jess. Jesse.
Jess.
Clean.
That's good.
Good.
Very nice throw. Didn't overthrow it. That's a good sign.
Well, I think you made a good point. There's a couple of practice shots here almost, isn't it? It's like you're mid-round and you get to go to the driving range for a few. Like there's no pressure on the right of hitting the free draw.
11-2.
Kind of get rid of those butterflies.
It's really straight on that side.
Yeah.
Like it. Are you throwing this? Just straight through. Okay, real straight. You can hold it. Clean. Clean. Good.
I'll find a spot that you want to get Rachel to aim at here.
Skipper.
If you pick something out, maybe an inside-out throw, and we know her out turn runs really straight, you might want to go. I think that's what they're doing. They're going to go out turn, edge of the 8, where it's getting a little straighter inside out. Maybe she'll flash one. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is really key for Robin too. We saw her draw numbers 31%, and this is, as we said, a low pressure. Get that feel.
8.
It's running down
T-line.
center right now. It's running down center.
Just for weight, guys.
Easy, easy.
Right to my broom, just T-line.
not
Back 8.
curling a lot.
Back 8.
Yeah, easy, Kara, now.
Yeah, it's
14-2.
yeah, it's fine.
Set.
Wow.
15-2.
They're going to make the chase it all the way to the back edge.
That's good.
Here, H, peel it out.
Yep.
Wait, let go. Okay. With your H.
Outstanding season on the tour. $164,000 won by this team from the Ottawa Curling Club. Beat Julie Tippin in their Ontario final in Elmira, 6-4.
Clean. Yep, please. Yep, you're good.
And away it goes. We'll put a blank on the board. Here in 5, we'll go to the break. In a 2-2 tie, Ontario, Saskatchewan, along with Alberta, all of them have their eyes on the prize. The Arkells.
Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by Sponge Towels Paper Towel. Nothing absorbs like it.
Well, we've framed all the scoring in 2, 3, and 4. A blank in 1, blank in 5. We're tied at 2 as we go inside the numbers.
Well, if you look at the two front ends, they're keeping pace very well. Saskatchewan front end combined 89%, Ontario 88%. It's when you look at the back ends, Ontario 87%, Saskatchewan back end is only at 66%. They're going to have to up that numbers to get some points on the board.
The numbers after 5 are brought to you by Pioneer Hybrid, serving Canadian farmers for over 70 years. So now it's the two coaches who have their say, Leslie McEwen and Marcel Ross.
The 2019 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by New Holland, #TogetherBlue, by Pioneer Hybrid, serving Canadian farmers for over 70 years, and by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures.
The Canadian champions.
Winning the Scotties was the pinnacle of my career thus far, for sure, and the opportunity to wear the Maple Leaf is something that I can't put into words. It's the most incredible, humbling experience that I've ever had in my life, and I would be absolutely honored to do it again. I would love to do it as many times as I could. It was just a really, really special thing, and I would love to do it with this group of girls.
And Alberta will advance to the final. And Chelsea Carey will get that chance, the 2016 champion, when she plays the winner of this one. We'll have it for you later today at 5 p.m. Eastern Time from Cape Breton Island, Sydney, on our final day here. Haven't had to use the measure yet. We're tied at 2. And after that blank, it means that Ontario, once again, Rachel Homan and the team from the Ottawa Curling Club, will have the last rock. They have the hammer of the Red Stones. Ooh, almost.
Okay.
Textbook 5 hands, really, for Ontario. You got the force, you got your 2, forced again. Now you've wrestled hammer away. It took an hour and a half, but you wrestled hammer away from Saskatchewan, but you really wonder in that last end, Robin herself, Stephanie too, there's been so heavy on so many draws. And we just kind of gave them a practice end there, and Saskatchewan's going to be happy too. They're tied, and they haven't been sharp at draw weight. Maybe they will be in the second half.
No, Saskatchewan definitely looks settled in, and I was watching them between the breaks, and you could see they're a little bit more fired up, like, we could do this.
Good judge.
Yeah, you too.
Sorry, I missed the call.
Kind of move this a bit.
Well, the pressure's put on yourself. It's self-inflicted, and when you miss a few, like the back end for Saskatchewan have, that's a lot of pressure. So now they've just gone out and made a couple, and it just makes it that much easier to execute from now on.
Line's okay. Weight's close. Little tight line. Yep. Whoa, whoa. Over there. 7. Yep, gotta be 8. You gotta go to top. We're close. 8. Hard line. No, M.
Back.
Whoa. It's gotta curl. It's gotta curl up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Curl, baby. Shot lease. Shot lease. Good judge.
Well, so many eyes on Nova Scotia this week for the Scotties as well as the World Juniors. And congratulations to Tyler Tardy and his team from Langley, BC. Second straight year they are the Junior World Curling Championship champions, winning over Switzerland, while Canada and Selena Sturmey from Edmonton, they pick up the silver medal after an extra end loss to Russia. Congratulations to both.
If you can get to the nose and even tap it back a little bit, you create a pocket. Really nice weight. Just didn't come up for them.
Top button. Okay, there you go. Great outer here, even if you freeze on the rock, they just, thinking about a 15, eh? Yeah.
15 seconds, hog to hog. That's pretty much been the speed all week.
Yeah, it's nice stuff.
The only time we've seen it change is a little bit later in the game, coming across the slide path, and that's when it gets a little tricky for the players, starting to guess if you're inside or outside that spot.
7. Room. You're heavy. 8. Maybe 9. And rub off this. Yep. 8. Lisa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nope, nope.
Oh, great call by Rachel Holman. Just press it at the right time to take the speed off it. We didn't want to dislodge that red one that's frozen.
Yeah, with some sweet.
So you've got 3 now, glued together.
And 2 aren't going anywhere for a while. That'll be the 2 red ones. By ticking that yellow one a little deeper too, it's actually a catcher for your own red stones.
The
if you're
top one,
Ontario.
yeah.
Hair more. Back 12. Whoa. Back 12. Hard step. Through. Kara, go hard. Okay. Okay. Just really heavy. Yeah. Feet on top. Yeah. Top 4. Yeah.
Getting messy here
That last
early.
one was probably back 8. Okay. Maybe back 4.
Small adjustment, Joe.
Yeah.
Freezer even short here. Again, you don't want to bump.
Yep. Right out to it. What do you think, Joe? Nice little tighter. Yeah, line. Gotta go
5,
line
6.
all the way. All the way, Em. Hard, Em.
Little light.
Hard, Em. Hard.
Closer weight.
Hard Em. Emma miscue. As it just starts to dive now at this. Just off center guard. Oh gosh, they got it through. And got it by and down on the corner.
This has been the most inconsistent spot on the sheet. Some held, some really curled.
Keep going, Em. Go, Em. Go,
That's in a really bad spot too.
Look at the pocket.
Yeah.
Threw it to you guys.
Yeah, it's a nice pack here.
Okay.
Close.
Take it off.
Yeah, kick it off.
Oh.
Hogline?
Yes.
Good try, Steph. It's all right.
Oh. Bad timing.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
That's all right.
No worries, Steph.
No worries.
Just a
We
strong
talked about
kick,
in the
hey?
6th end when the ice maker comes out and puts a little water on the
I slowed it down though, I think that's why. I think it was a strong kick and then
the slide path, and you just get to that hog line even quicker.
Yeah, and she was holding on, she said, because she'd kicked out harder than she wanted to and held on a little too long.
Just at the end, yeah.
Hog line on arena ice, it's hard to explain. It comes up very fast. I've had it happen.
For line. Waist close.
You change your kick quite a bit for this ice surface.
If you're light, you gotta go. We gotta go. for line.
No bump.
Yeah. 7.
Whoa.
Then Lisa.
Just line.
Lisa. Little tap here.
Whoa,
Whoa,
whoa.
don't want to tap. Nope.
Little tap.
Just leave it.
Well, now they're just piling them in.
Oh, that's the exact spot that Steph Lawton wanted to put hers.
You can make 2 of them go if you get in the crotch of them.
Can I know the one she just threw?
Should spin up.
Right now we're third shot too.
Oh.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, but I need to get.
We talk about it all the time.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything at the top in the green area is good. Anything behind that's bad, and you can see what's going on here for Ontario.
Yeah, it'll spin up.
And then your shooter's
Like if
right
you
there.
nose this, it might spin up. Oops. But do you have it all?
Oh yeah, of this,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
This is what's killing us.
I know we need to move something, right? I don't. You could probably do that. I think this is just nutting though. I don't even know if it'll spin up.
This is just sitting there. It's maybe that's
This
jamming there, and
yeah.
this is gone. That's
well,
it.
we can try this just to even break things up.
I
and hope for
I
me to
guess it's
get
an easier shot than
the run
to get rid of this than the run,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
With like 8.5.
Yeah, I want
Yeah, words of wisdom by Stephanie. That back yellow, back forefoot is really what's hurting them.
And she's let that hogline violation go too. You know, it's really good. That's a veteran. You're going to lose the yellow. You might not lose the red, but they have to get rid of that one. That's the key rock. Get rid of that thing, and then that frees up that congestion in there.
Remember what we said earlier, that Coach McEwen said. She expects Stephanie to step up, be the voice of reason. Yesterday when it was coming apart, no one stepped up.
No, Steph was awfully quiet yesterday.
Stay
And
5.
as Russ says, it's a good sign when you just had a hogline violation to be that positive.
By the guard. Cracks it.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
boy.
fine. That's fine. It's not bad.
Now gets everything going. Leaves the 4. It's just a little red nest in there around the forefoot.
We're in trouble.
Okay.
Just had to come up and catch, eh?
Shoot, sorry.
That's okay.
Watch
get
this
off of it,
rock
not
of
touch it.
Stephanie's when she throws it. It looked like she was going to get it almost to the nose and keep that yellow one
Yeah, I knew it would, but it was like
in a
touching the
dangerous
center for a
spot. This yellow one coming down the sheet, and watch it. It looks like it's going to stay there, and then the red one goes backwards and kicks it farther out. Kind of an unfortunate break.
Can you now?
Waist close.
I didn't see the call. I'm assuming they're going to throw a guard here.
I think they're coming right into top 8 foot.
Can
right?
you not have too many in there?
Yeah, oh, for sure. But they're in the good spots. They're in front of that tee line, and they're going to do it again. They want to take away this pocket. You're right, Vic.
You gotta go. Hard.
They got to stop this pocket. They got to bounce this a bit.
Well, now how do you pick that pocket?
You might have a triple there, Russ. If you might have a triple.
Oh, for sure on
that.
the open one.
Yep, the open one.
Could jam.
Yes. Yeah. I think you.
But you get a few going. I think you need a few going.
Throw a rocket down here.
Mm-hmm. Those 2 on the right go.
You might move that one far enough, but you definitely get rid of that one. And maybe more importantly, Cheryl, you stay in here.
Yeah.
But that's to my
I don't know. I
point
think that's all we have. I really
to
don't
both
think
of
we
you.
have much.
There isn't
If
anything
you come in
off.
now, you
Yeah.
leave this potential. I mean, I'm just
Yes.
suggesting if you stay up a little higher,
Yeah.
maybe cover the one you're trying to hit now.
No, You're not wrong at all. It overcurled. If that's 3 inches left, there's
had
nothing.
nothing.
But they're going to play the run back anyway, so I think where it is not too bad. The really danger shot here, I think, is playing this run back, because if you ever roll away, you've lost your coverage.
Yeah, I like that out turn.
Yeah, throw a rocket. I know it's jamming, but then it's behind the tee line. You're not. It could help you. I agree. This could get 2 or 3 going, though.
Desperate times for Saskatchewan. Robin Silvernagle, run it back. Bang! And she will move and get rid of 1. But it still appears that Ontario is sitting to 4.
Can't get there. Or do we do this?
Soon to be 5.
We have to
just over curled.
Pocket. And we don't have a way in. Like her only shot right now is getting in
pocket.
with this one.
Okay, well, we can even come and do this, like we can draw.
Okay, so draw it to here ideally?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
hard to get there, so I think we just tap this and sit there. Well, we're tapping this, so.
Okay.
Now, the only shot for Saskatchewan is that yellow-red pocket in the back four.
What about the intern? You just wiggle in there just for second shot.
Yeah, it's close.
Oh, sure.
It's going right into that. Okay.
And that jams.
Yeah, I'm with like lightweight.
Got anything with that intern? So then she's got this yellow coming off of it, or even freezing in that pocket.
Yeah. It's really hard to freeze, though. Like, I'll probably end up doing that.
So can you bump that 6 and kind of do that?
Yeah, if I bump the 6, then she really has nothing there.
So bump it just to... I think we take max ice. If it's hanging, we just do this. Because if overcurl, like we can't overcurl here.
Yeah, you
Overcurl
want to be
feels
on this
out.
side for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
A tap would take both away. What
Right.
Russ is looking at and what I'm looking
Oh,
at.
No, that's impossible with that guard there.
Yeah, even T-line's okay.
You know this line?
Yeah.
So
And if we just touch this, it's pretty good.
yeah, what do you look perfect here? It's 3/4, bumping
Even
3-4 inches.
Even like if it's T-line, we just like
kinda
half
spill
high.
off of it,
Yeah.
it's fine.
I don't think we want to leave it. We can't leave a big pocket.
You don't want to leave a pocket.
No, we're
you
just
got to
trying to
get
tap it
3/4
and
of
it's
that
our-
so you
yeah.
stay on.
Yeah, I
Gotta
think
get
so.
to 3/4.
And if you bump it a little further, that's okay too.
Take your snapshot.
It's all line.
A little faster than
Marcel just makes it very simple when he comes out. You can't leave a pocket and it's line.
And that intern we talked about is there. If you guard this, which they're not going to, Silvernagle comes down to that intern pocket, sits second shot. You can't get it out. It's impossible. You force him to possible one.
Well, this is kind of a shot that's going to take 2 shots away from Silvernagle if it's made right.
Speed him and throw him into the middle.
Bit of danger here too, though, isn't it? You throw back 4 and you chip it open.
nice extension.
Leave a nice little pocket
Yeah.
or something to freeze to.
Oh yeah.
That's what, and Marcel's last words were, you got to get 3/4 of that top 4-foot stone because you can't roll off of it.
You could even play the other turn.
That's close. Line's good.
What's there? 7.
Well then.
6. 7.
Clean it.
Needs to curl.
7, 8.
Oh. Needs to curl.
Clean. Yep. Yes.
7. 8.
Oh, oh, we're on
8.
the guard. No. 8. Hey, yep. Right by. Yep.
All about the line. Quiet tap,
Roll it under.
and they're rolling it under for sure. They get across and in there.
So I had to call it.
Really good audible by Emma Miskew. That was not the shot. They were trying to tick that.
Did not curl.
Stayed out in that shelf for a little longer than they expected.
Hey, yep. Right by. Yep. Okay, whoa.
Roll it under.
It's good, Rach.
It really worked out well in some ways, Frontero, because Saskatchewan could do that, and before Rachel threw, that would hold them to a single by moving those around, maybe getting to there. If you do that now, Rachel's already sitting 2 and maybe a tap for 3, so they're going to go for the gusto here.
That would be nice.
Well, I mean,
Just a
look,
hair
you
high,
both,
like a hair.
I'm assuming you've both been in this position, but if that's the case, what are you guys doing here?
Firing the other 3 players.
There you go. How many can she get rid of here?
Well, it's more hanging around, Vic. If you can hang around in that slot.
Okay. Run it back. What are you going to get rid of? Oh my, she's run it by and will move 1.
No, dear.
Sorry.
Okay.
Just
I
got
didn't think. I thought we were nosing it.
overbrushed it a hair.
We talked about
Sorry,
Saskatchewan
Steph.
giving
That's
up
okay.
some
I
big
thought we were
ends
nosing
through the
it.
round robin.
It straightened up.
Yeah, it did. We just shouldn't have touched it.
Yeah.
It probably was good.
I was with you at the start, but then I'm like, I think a clean.
Sorry.
Because that's.
I should have let you call that one.
That's okay.
So a little more curl on this side? No.
Yeah.
Bad end.
Mm-hmm.
You thought that was all there, eh?
Yeah, really unfortunate. That it really started with the hog line violation.
Well, Rachel had a couple in there at that point too, and really good one by Stephanie we could have taken them out of jail for sure.
Might have held them to a couple
right.
anyway with a really good freeze there.
Trying for her first 5.
Nine's nice.
It's heavy.
Well then. 9. Oh, no.
To break it open.
9. Or 10. Maybe. 10.
Here in 6. Weagle.
Hitting our own right now. I just don't want to curl.
Courtney backing away.
Don't want to move one of your own here.
They may. They may. And they do. Now you take a look. 1, 2, 3 for sure. How close is it?
4.
4 it is. And they'll put 4 on the board. For the 5th time this week, Ontario cracks a 4 to break it open.
Is that baking soda? She's making.
For you to plant, better crops for you to harvest. It's a new day, and we couldn't be more proud. Today, we are Pioneer, powered by Corteva Agriscience.
After months of wearing only a tiger costume, we're finally going on the trip I've been promising. Because with Expedia, I saved when I added a hotel to our flight. So even when she outgrows her costume, we'll never outgrow the memory of our adventure together.
Unlock savings when you add select hotels to your existing trip. Only when you book with Expedia.
Last time, Olivia Lenny wowed the mentors.
This is crazy. I just got launched.
CTV Wednesday.
Ready to go?
Ryan Adams brings an original song for 5 new artists.
Okay, we're gonna give her.
And they sing their hearts out.
I won't leave this room until we've got it.
We are ready.
I'm ready. It's my time.
And I'm here to be launched.
Get into it. CTV's The Launch, Wednesday at 8, 9 Mountain, then stream anytime. Brought to you in part by Captain Marvel, in theaters March 7th.
As we come across the empty sheets now, after having a very busy round robin through Friday. Just the one in play. And Ontario cracks that 4. Boy, when you look at that scoreboard, it just leaps off there. Saskatchewan again held to just the 2 singles, but we go to 7 now, and Saskatchewan trying to chip away. They will have last rock. They have the Hammer playing the Yellowstones. It comes back to what we talked about when initially we came on the air. This is a very difficult Ontario team to score against.
They just, I mean, they do not allow teams, they're under 5 points a game. They allow the opposition, and they do that in 2 ways. They don't allow steals, and they force, they're incredible at force efficiency.
Same speed as coming home.
Yeah.
Right out to her. Right out to it.
You don't hear any complaining about the ice there anymore for Ontario either. After the 2 losses, I think Marcel said, look, this is affecting our performance here. The ice looks fantastic. That's the other thing. And it's going to be a tough 4 ends here for Saskatchewan to get back in this game.
Well, when I was talking to him, I said, you sounded like my parents at the dinner table when I refused to eat something. Okay, remember they say, there are others. And that's what he basically said to them about ice. He said, there are others that are playing on a lot worse. So get used to it. You don't know wherever you'll be, you'll have to adjust. So adjust to this ice.
Well, that's what Team Ontario has done better than Saskatchewan. It's been draw weight's been the story, and no better example of this than with Joanne Courtney. One frozen locked. You'd love to get it close to frozen, but ideally, you do not want to bump your own rock and unlock it from that back yellow. They kick it off, roll it, glued. Really nice shot.
And then there was that, I thought, really good shot. The key shot is brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. There was that, as you called it, the audible on Rachel Homan's first with Emma Miskew.
Yes.
Remember, they were playing to the back, but they actually got across and rolled inside.
Yeah, if they let that go and try to hope for it to curl like they wanted to make the original call, they tick that thing open, and then if Silvernagle makes a good one, it forces them to maybe 1. That was huge to get that by. It was a really good call by Emma. You wouldn't mind losing one of your own here if you get the chance to brush this once you know you've peeled the guard.
No. Clean. Yep. Just tap that back and kind of roll here. Okay.
Similar weight.
Yeah, similar. It came down too.
Yeah.
It was curling. Same weight?
Hair less. I think that was a bit too much.
Okay.
Similar though.
It's always a question you ask. It doesn't matter what sport it is. When you get scored on and you trail by this amount.
A little more.
How hard do you go, Russ, to get back into it? Because you leave yourself open if you're Saskatchewan to a real crushing end, and then it's all gone.
Yeah, you do. You really do. And it's. But I think it is at that point. In theory, you've got hammers 7 and 9. You have to get a couple deuces, or so. I think this one end only. You might say, look, let's get our deuce. We'll steal it. We'll go crazy in 8. Try to steal. We're only 1 down.
You look at the difficulties for Saskatchewan this week. They've allowed 5 3-enders and 2 4-enders, and this has been part of when you look at how are you going to win a game against Homan or any team, the fact that they don't allow you to score a lot, but you also don't want to help them on the other side by giving up those big ends. And it's been a little bit of the execution and timing.
Yeah, weight's good. Yeah. Oh.
Saskatchewan trying to win their first Canadian women's title since 2011. Amber Holland was the last.
That's better, Em. Good.
And of course, the last for Ontario was Rachel Homan, 2017.
Amber's playing quite a bit again, Vic. She took a couple years of hiatus from the game and had a good run at the provincials.
Sorry, just heavy there. A 15 flow on Lisa's second.
Maybe more.
Yeah, I'm thinking board.
Bump, because even if you kill that, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bump.
Let's get a good roll here.
This side's pretty straight.
Okay.
And this is a good call. You can probably leave your yellow frozen, get rid of one of those reds, and try and get that roll. Use that corner guard.
Weight's good. Close. Yep. Whoa. 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 Yep. Yep. Weight's good. Hard, guys.
Might set up a yellow double now.
Hard.
Okay, that's fine.
That's okay.
So further to what we were talking about, I mean, Stephanie Lawton, her last trip was 15, went 8 and 3. There are the people that, of course, Robin Silvernagle lost to. 17, lost the final. Penny Barker lost to Sherry Anderson in 18, then beat Sherry Anderson this year to qualify, and comes in now with his 8 and 3 record.
Close.
should curl enough to get this.
Courtney trying to help it over and does just enough, but where do they push it? Oh gosh, now they've got two in there, and there's the one corner that's covering one of the stones.
Strange weight choice there. They threw like normal at that.
That one is perfectly buried behind the corner too.
Okay. Do you like the same weight I just threw?
Game on here.
We need to make sure we roll.
What do hockey coaches always say? After you score a goal, you got to bear down because the other team, when do most of those goals come? Right after you've scored.
Exactly. That letdown. They going to throw the same weight, Russ?
I think so. Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Can't roll out here. Even dead on's not the end of the world.
No.
Whoa. Clean. Close. Close. Yep. Same. Whoa. 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 Jess.
No roll, no roll.
And roll they will. And underneath their own, and now they've got a couple behind that corner.
That's pretty tricky too. Very nice
Really
shot
good,
by
Steph.
Steph.
That's really good.
Good sweeping.
That's 11, no.
Or do you want to throw a piece?
Really surprised that they didn't have Emma throw a bullet at that double. It was the second rock was frozen, and they took so much ice they ran it right through the hole.
No, I think they said a little more.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what you'd like to do if you're home and is chase this yellow with the out turn and try and maybe make that double, but you can't because it would jam.
And bring that other rock into play. Right, you know it's hit here, at least their second, third.
Good call.
Solid! Oh. No, Joe.
Joanne Courtney. And to the nose. And rolls it over on top of her own.
That's not what they wanted, though, because now the double's available and you will stay.
No ice.
Or not goes, but like kicks out.
Right. Yeah. Play what you know. Like, play
I don't
what,
mind this with like a 9 and or a
because
9.
it will finish
A little
up,
bit,
right?
but not crazy.
Okay. So
The 9. We don't even have to.
We just have to roll a little bit to make
Exactly.
sure that this one, like we're out
Exactly.
shooting this one, right?
Exactly. We don't even
Okay.
have to make the double.
Okay.
9.
9. Okay.
Maybe
Let's
a
go.
hair more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go straight up.
Great opportunity here.
We just have to get to the inside. We don't even have to make the double. This
Yeah.
You could almost roll it buried.
Yeah, just a hair on the inside is good.
That would make it interesting.
I agree.
Stack 3 behind that corner.
You got it.
3
H.
the button. Just high the line.
It's good. Close.
Oh.
Just whoa. Close. Yeah.
Need it.
Whoa. Whoa.
Kara.
Whoa. Clean. Kara.
Bang. Get them both? No.
Okay. That's good.
That's not bad.
They want to be shot rock there, though.
Okay. Not bad.
Or 1-2, hey?
Because you might not get a chance at it.
Just had to curl a hair.
She did make something good.
Top 8. Okay. Fast speed here, eh, Joe? I threw this 2 ends ago.
Yeah, you could corner freeze that top yellow, or I guess if it hangs, you
Okay,
can
gotta get
freeze
by,
the
right?
back yellow. You kind of got a chance on both.
Yes.
And then you really would have liked to have.
Rachel's been in this situation a lot, inside out, arena ice. It's slick here. We've seen Team Saskatchewan zip through in a lot of those.
Top 8 or T-line?
We've thrown this line, eh?
Ever miss the rings here? There's a pretty short angle for 4.
That's why I think with Robin, she really needed to get third shot, because if this ticks off or you happen to get a chance, then you got a shot at 4.
Well, let's see what she does here.
I made the adjustment. Mine's really good. Weight's close. Think it's all there. Weight's close. Think it's all there. Easy.
Two of the best.
7.
In Courtney and Weagle.
Yeah, over there.
Judging
7.
this
Just
now,
Joe.
miscue
Mine's
with the
really good.
line.
Joe, not Joe. Not Joe. Mine's really just good. Joe. Going for 7 here, Joe.
They're going to the back one now.
Trying to wrap it around that stone there, top 12. Can he get it around that and take it down to the corner? Trying to help it over. Oh.
That was perfect weight, Vic. Just no curl.
Perfect weight. Perfect
Well,
weight.
we touched on that this weekend. That inside out, it's climbing up the hill now later in the week.
Straight up here, and just, Robin, we'll watch Hogline in too, hey? Okay.
Or actually, I don't even mind hack stuff, maybe.
Okay.
3 out of nowhere here.
Okay. Just hack.
Okay.
But I think that
just nothing solid.
line still might be okay.
Deal with it a little.
Yeah, I
it's
like
not going to do a lot.
the weight choice they're talking about. Hack weight. They just watched Rachel's do nothing.
I like that ice.
They can hold it, right?
Get.
Little look back over her shoulder at the target. As the crowd realizes that they thought this game may be out of reach. Saskatchewan has a chance here for 3.
Let's make it. H.
Doesn't waste any time.
It's good.
He has the decision made. Robin Silvernagle.
To the board.
Boy, they got this guard now. It's starting to go on them. They got to get it by the guard first. Thibodeau, Hunkin, get it by there first. They do. Get it by that one. They do. Push it out. They do for 3. One, 2, for 3.
Chance at greatness, at glory, at awesome prizes. Like a new Jeep Compass, CIBC prepaid card, GT bike from Sport Check, and millions of coffee and food prizes. Get in the game at Tim Hortons.
What's going on in the gym? It's Rocks and Rings. They brought in some cool equipment, and we're gonna learn about curling. Let's go. Cool.
To bring Rocks and Rings to your school, visit rocksandrings.com.
Today's Best Western? What does that mean?
With rewards points that never expire, you get free nights fast. Now stay 2 separate times and get a free night. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Join the movement.
Well, the Nova Scotia Blue. We are in Sydney on Cape Breton Island. Our final day here for this year's Scotties Tournament of Hearts. Well, if you're the coach, you're not happy about that. You score 4, you give up 3. Are you kidding? And now you've got the last rock back. Ontario leads it by 1. They have the hammer. Playing the Redstones. Take a look at the 2 numbers for the leads. Lisa Weigel and Cara Teveno.
Well, and that's been consistent. The front end for both teams playing really well. And if you're the coach for Saskatchewan, you're reminding this team of their round robin game where Saskatchewan stole 2 in the 6th end and then stole another 1 in the 7th.
And Ontario's got to be reeling a little bit. Emma missed a really bad one there.
Just let it
Tried
work a bit.
hard to get that thin double, but she didn't have to make it thin. She could have hit it thick and then
It's real tight.
moved everything around. Boy, what a big 3.
Okay.
Okay.
So Ontario's got that edge of the 8 covered.
Yeah. I think board.
Couple of guards.
Okay, go forward. Wait.
Hack.
2 perfect ticks as usual for Lisa Weigel.
Yeah. Shoot. It's 2
How do
feet
you
heavy
pick
on
there
everything.
between Joanne Courtney and Jessie Hunkin?
Impressive game for both front ends.
No, forward. Weight's pretty good. Yep.
Yeah.
Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Board.
Yep, hard up. Hard. Hard. Right over. Go, go, go.
Keep going.
Almost.
Scared. Yeah, I know.
Nearly got it there.
Got a piece under it. Do we do this now or do we wait?
It's beat. No, I know. Gotta get tolerance on Joe's shot.
Even if you tick that, you should still roll in. Yeah.
I don't think
like
you want
that?
to take that.
Yeah, I don't think you want. Yeah, I like it. Okay, bump.
Bumper.
Yeah. Rock first.
Probably won't go crazy.
Let's go.
Close. Close. Yeah. Hard. Hard. Whoa.
They can hold it here for sure.
Whoa. Kara, go. No roll.
Teveno.
Watch it.
Yeah, they are going to roll it and trying to get right over. In behind there, 2.
Really good.
And there they are. There's the 1. There is the longer guard as well to consider.
Well done.
Good, Jess.
Could have kept going.
I was just gonna get out of the way.
Remember, this is kind of climbing the hill at the end there. It's not going to snap.
Weight's close.
Tough to get at that buried rock.
And it's super fast down this spot.
Nine, 10.
Oh, not what you want to hear.
Yeah, a little
I
piece.
think I can. I think I can. I think I can. And I just touch it and keep on by. Taps it a little bit more underneath.
We're 1.
Yeah.
Will you come in there and shorts of tolerance?
Yeah. Do you like the draw?
Even like top 12? Yeah? Here's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, she might come around it, but then we're closer.
Shorts tolerance, hey?
Yeah.
I like this.
14-1, no touch to back 12.
And we
The
got
only
Jessie
risk with playing this draw in this spot, because normally if it's curling hard, you'd say hey all day, but is that it's straight. If you ever slide in like we just saw with Joanne's and leave a double.
Yeah, it's the only way you can get at that rock, isn't it? It's sunk.
But the conversation was good. They talk about short.
Line's good. Tight. Go. Tight, top 12. Line's really good.
Line's
tight.
good. Go.
Line's great. You have room. Line's
Just
tight. Line's really good. Just tight, Rob. Keep. Whoa.
Maybe top 12.
Whoa.
Taka Pete.
Yep, go. Okay, whoa.
You're biting.
Yeah, bites, okay. Okay, that's fine.
It's good.
Not bad.
They're going to give it another go, though.
Perfect line.
You can't hit it out though. That's the secret for Saskatchewan. They've got their force going here now. It's just force to how many?
Sweep for top 8, guys. Yep.
Top 8, an inch buried here.
That's there. I didn't really extend.
Okay.
Should be really close.
Looks close. Little tight.
And Steph's moved a little bit with the right weight. That's the key.
Gotta go, Courtney. Weagle. Gotta get it by that stone. Just top edge of the 12. Here it comes. Can you sneak this by this one? Moment as well. Here they go.
Go.
Can you get it there? And they'll get there for second shot.
That's very good.
Yeah. I guess so.
Like this.
Couple more inches and you're not getting that out of there.
Yeah, what a difference that makes, doesn't it?
You got it, Steph.
Okay. 4 feet.
A second. I think that might be too much. We kind of want to just cross center, hey?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
That looks...
A little more?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
You got it, Steph. Let's make it. Yeah,
Give
bit
it a
early.
whole
Run
bunch.
up.
It's a little slow handle too, guys.
4 feet. Mine's good.
It's running okay, guys.
4 feet.
It's not moving yet.
Whoa,
Not
easy,
moving yet.
easy. Tight. Needs to curl a bit, Jess.
A little bit of a slower, lazy handle, she said. Maybe not as much rotation as she'd hoped.
Okay, it's pretty good.
You probably get away with it in that spot because it doesn't go sideways.
Yeah, that's good.
Run that yellow onto the red here.
It did.
Sorry, Steph. Couldn't decide where to take ice on that one.
I saw that. Well, you could probably get there with the stuff you had before you too.
Then you want to stick it there?
No, I don't think that's possible.
If I think if we hit, if I go through the hole, I'm hitting the yellow.
Okay.
Like if I hit third, it's going on the yellow, right?
If what?
If I hit a third of the red, it's hitting the yellow.
Yeah.
Play it then.
Okay.
Just got a plan B. You might make that
we gotta
hole.
hit that though. Yep. We can't hit the yellow.
If not, you open up.
What, that hole?
Yeah, so but
Really?
they're playing the center line shot, kind of a double, where you play the center line over to that top 12 on the right. But if they got through the hole, you'd get rid of yellow that way.
Yeah, you would.
Shot stone would be gone.
Oh, maybe it's the camera angle. Do you think there's room here?
Just barely,
Wow.
mathematically, but it's
A whisper.
I don't see a downside unless they get too much of that center guard and then redirect the second yellow.
All the way.
All the way. Weagle, Courtney.
Just the one. Just the one.
Just no hole. Bang. And across the top.
Well, they didn't get the original call either, which was to get rid of that top 12 foot.
It's true.
I think they were trying to maybe clip it, roll up, and then their shooter's usable to run in.
Yes.
Well, we shouldn't be surprised from when you look at these numbers from Robin Silvernagle, particularly her draws. We've seen her put a couple in the bumper. So her numbers are way down, but it's all important is what's on the scoreboard, just down by 1 as we play here in A. The player numbers brought to you by New Holland, #TogetherBlue.
Line's good. Tight. Room.
It's gonna run.
Room. Has to curl. Tight. Whoa. Needs to curl. You look
I'd like
heavy.
it to cross, so
It's really tight.
Whoa. Gotta stop here now.
Same spot as yours.
Okay, whoa. Let it stop. Let it stop.
Can you like
Let it stop.
corner
It needs to stop.
something or?
Even.
Okay.
That's fine.
Look at the yellow-red rays, Cheryl.
That's what I was kind of thinking. That's good. Nice weight.
Sorry, I had a wobbly.
You made it
Come out of the half.
easier.
I don't think so. Not at that angle. We're not shot, so we may as well.
Yeah. Oh, I was just thinking we could draw.
Yeah, I just think that cuts down the rings a little. So it's up to you.
Yeah, I don't mind trying that.
Yeah.
No, we're rolling for a guard
Well,
if we make that.
On the nose, I think sits it here.
She's coming right around.
Yep. Okay.
Taking the draw? Just tough to bury around a rock top 12
Yeah.
or?
Yeah, I think.
Don't really have to bury. We have to be half open.
Okay.
Skipper's prerogative here. The
Like this has to be pretty
raise is the
perfect
most
too.
rewarding, but Rachel points out you might leave a center guard, then Saskatchewan goes around it. You're playing a run back or in 6-6. If you make the run back, you score 3.
And if you ever over curled Russ on that yellow run, you could spring yellow towards center line, top 4 foot even.
Inside and we really held it.
Yep.
But the front end brings out a good point here. It's hard to bury this, so they've got to be very precise. We talked in our keys about later in the game down that slide path. Will it start to slow down here? It did yesterday.
Yeah.
It did this morning.
Across the center line, but I still think it's going to be okay. What do you think of that? Like they could have got that top 4.
Yeah. I think we need a little less.
Tough. You almost have to be tickling the top 4, don't you? Because you can bring it a little deeper.
I think so,
Robin's just going to weld one on there.
Paralyze them.
Line's good.
Line.
Easy early. Easy early.
Close. 5-6. Okay, we need 6. Wait,
Holman first.
Leads. Go
I'm a
on,
little.
Carol.
I think
Close.
I think
Lisa.
Silvernig is a little surprised they're not playing that yellow onto red onto yellow.
Yes.
Well, I think that's, I think she looks at Rachel Holman and thinks that would be the shot she'd definitely go to.
But this is the new Rachel, and she'll maybe every once in a while lean to this shot rather than the run back.
Yeah, which I think is very commendable. That completes this team, but a little deep there.
And look at this. Made the appearance, playoffs in all 6 appearances. The 3-time champion. Looking for a 9th win in the playoffs. And up by 1.
That did slow down a little bit. They panicked to Cheryl, and they're trying to, or not panic, but they just decided to go with the audible and get it back 4, so they had room. If a freeze was made, they'd have room to score a single. And then it died on them.
It just didn't curl. This is a great opportunity here for a
Just the freeze.
force.
Like if we tap and roll off any, she has a double for 4. Yeah. So she has to try and draw the pinhole.
Okay, so
and if we
top
stay a hair on Jessie's side, then that is tough.
cool.
It's really hard to get to.
Okay.
Is that max ice?
I think that's going to be closer
As long as I have
T-line.
Just a hair less, Steph. I don't think will hurt.
Yeah, that's fine. 15.5. Just a couple extra feet each.
Close.
Nice, good.
Final stone for Saskatchewan. Robin Silvernagel.
Mine's green.
How are we, guys?
Gotta go. Short.
There are. You got to talk it out. You got to give him some information. Hunkin and Teveno.
Top 12.
Not even.
Just really pulled the string.
Okay, it's fine.
And same thing.
It's okay, Rob.
That's sometimes you throw away the numbers. They don't tell you anything. But remember what we said. We saw those numbers. Her draw numbers today are just horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was deep, and then you start to try to adjust. I was hoping that one end they had some free draws, got to settle in.
I don't think she got out to the broom there either. She slides tight on all those out turns and just got that one moving early into the slower area, and that really makes it look bad.
Well, in an end that wasn't setting up very well for Ontario.
Fair.
Final stone. Chance to get a couple here. Rachel Holman is Courtney and Weagle. Pick her up.
We're close. We're close.
Mine's great. Looks like you can't hurt it now.
Yep, we're on ours. Go.
And they will come up to their own. And there it is, 4-2. So that's a nice reply by Ontario. After giving up that 3, they come back with their own couple.
Perfect drawing.
Done by fire or water. Search no further than the experts at ServiceMaster Restore. We help people go from disaster to done. ServiceMaster Restore.
Confidence comes from power, from taking the lead and taking it all on. Confidence is the 2019 F-150.
Expedia has the most beach destinations all in one place. Everything you need to go. Expedia.
Trying to get a date in the middle of a game? Whoa, whoa, whoa. New Axe Ice Chill lowers your skin temperature by 6 degrees on application. Because you know, you're hotter when you're chill.
The widest point of Lake Ontario was 88 kilometers. And as soon as I realized that, hey, someone can actually swim that far, I knew I wanted to do it.
I struggle with the word impossible. I don't believe things are impossible.
I want to be able to walk up on the shore and know that I've completed the crossing.
Whatever happens on your swim, you're rewriting history for Lake Ontario.
Engraved on a Nation continues with the Impossible Swim on TSN.
Three-point game. Ontario up. Saskatchewan with last draw. As we welcome you back to Center 200. Saskatchewan with the Hammer playing the Yellowstones. Cara Tevenot lives in Prince Albert. Said she got lots of texts and tweets. Prince Albert Raiders were home to Brandon last night in Western Hockey League, and they won 7-1, if I remember the score correctly. But she said the story was people were watching the game, and then they would, during the intermission, go out to the concourse, check in on the curling on the monitors in the concourse, and then they go back in and watch the second period and then run right back out. So the couple of stones in from Ontario, couple of corners go up, all on that same side. There's that one, there's the second corner. And now Joanne Courtney trying to cover the two rocks in the rings for Ontario.
Look at the rock positioning of those 5 rocks. That's just absolutely superb. Right on the center line for Ontario all 3 times. Top button, top 8, so there's separation, but not too much. Probably wanted the third one in a little bit tighter, but it's an annoyance for Saskatchewan. And then 2 corners by Saskatchewan in a pretty good spot. That's why these teams are in the semi-final of Canadian Championship. It's rock positioning.
Wait. Quiet. Yeah. Close.
Just back
Really
line,
close.
back
Yep.
eight.
Well, Saskatchewan front end's been pushed by the Ontario front end, but they've answered back and
Yeah.
kept pace.
Yeah, very
It's
true.
impressive.
Really hard. Hard on the roll. Hard on the roll. Oh, jeez, I hit that rock.
Hard step, right over. Okay,
Rachel,
that's fine.
I did touch that one.
Do you know where it went?
It went this way.
It would have went, yeah, it would have went this way a little bit.
It didn't go far, Steph. It just.
Back, guys.
I don't really know where it went.
Tough go. They've hit 3 rocks on a hog line.
Fancy footwork.
Okay, straight through, straight right through it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
It's really straight here. Does she not learn?
And Courtney peels it away.
No, we just sink one first. Yeah.
You heard the brushers giggling there when they let that go,
Back a little. Okay.
saying
I
it's
think
really
it's-
straight
this is
there.
real
And
bad here.
that's just a reminder to all 4 players that you can't be wide in a straight spot and you can't be narrow in a swingy spot.
Do you like the straight draw?
We could be third, right?
Either one's good.
Just make a decision.
Yeah, you can straight draw. You maybe will be third.
I think you have to.
Second,
I think you've got to use those corners. You threw them. You've got them there.
That's your clue, isn't it?
Yeah, we put them there. Let's use ours. Well, yeah, you're going to have to take some risks now.
Yeah, being third shots, it doesn't really matter.
Line's good. Room early.
Line's good.
Room or
Two lines. Room, not curling.
Okay, we're hair hot, I think.
Get this secured, and then you can start playing around in the middle, tapping.
Coming down a bit.
Getting around these corners is becoming more difficult as the days go by.
Yeah, look how straight that's coming in.
Okay.
Good, Jess. Yeah. Okay. Same one's okay. Just up normal's good. Up normal? I think up normal. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Up normal. Clean. Clean. Off. Whoa. Off.
Emma Miskew.
Clean. Clean's good. Nice shot. Good.
Very good.
A lot of teams get caught throwing a hack weight there, which gives you a wee bit more curl, and then you hang around. It's another rock that can hurt you.
You can play the double and the roll.
Again, a good weight choice by Ontario.
That's okay too.
You like that?
And then, yep. I don't mind this.
9.5?
Make sure I stick around,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
9.5. Pretty straight.
You got it, Steph.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Little big.
Hard.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Punch it back.
That's good.
Wow. Nearly pushes it under the corner.
That's all right,
How much,
Steph.
sorry?
Yeah, I
That's
don't
good.
mind
Do you
that.
like?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Sorry, control?
Yeah.
Okay.
There before.
Running out of rocks, Saskatchewan, to get something hidden.
No, no, Joe. Joe. Weight's good. They're quiet. Joe. Weight's good. Keep going. Just nose, go. Keep going. I don't want to roll high. Good. Nice sweep, Joe. Nice sweep.
Not a bad situation now, though, for Saskatchewan. You've got that Ontario stone. You can tap it back now. You've got backing in. You might have a guard there.
Just push it back.
Look how straight that is, Cheryl. Just on a heavy draw, and they got about 18 inches of ice. That was 4 feet at the start of the week.
It's really come off.
Back line. Close.
You're trying to give yourself, I guess, a little bit of tolerance here. The freeze would maybe be the perfect shot, but if you just tap it back, that'll work.
It will, because you've got those guards. That'll help a little bit. And then anytime they chase it, they're going to hopefully jam. So
And a little bigger and it'll
It's too much
Right
weight.
through the back.
Yeah, and to your point, Vic, you just tap that just a bit, and now it's in the way of a jam.
Yeah. Not much.
It's probably very, very fast on that because there's no curl, so you get caught on that as well.
I just wanted to push it. I just want back line.
Isn't that?
I'm going to try for this. Yeah, let's
You think
try and
about
stick around
Stephanie Lott
first. Yeah.
sitting in the hack, Russ, seeing how little ice it is. She thinks that's not, and she overthrows.
Yeah,
she ups the weight.
Definitely. If you think the guards are in the way, you always overthrow.
Control. Whoa. Hair heavy. Down normal. No. Joe. No, I don't think it works for you, Joe. Whoa. Okay, wrong. Okay.
It's too straight for the curve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting ready for Robin Silvernagel's first.
Yeah.
Much has been written and talked about this week. She grew up in Bigger, Saskatchewan, Sandra Schmerlerstown, and was relaying the story about watching her Olympic win in her grandmother's basement, and then meeting Sandra, getting to hold and wear the gold medal.
Just rides the exact same line the whole
And
way.
now here she is trying to win a Saskatchewan championship, just as Sandra did 3 times a Canadian champion. Robin Silvernagel and her first.
Line good. Room. Back 4. Room. Looks heavy. Back 8.
Stay close.
Oh, needs to curl.
It's downhill in this spot, isn't it?
Back 8.
It's trying.
It's close.
Back 8.
Go on it, Kara, if you can.
I need a bite of the 8. I need
Oh, she sinks it, and she gets that bite of the 8. Full in the 8, T-line.
Oh,
Really
pretty
good.
nice, yeah. You know how hard of a shot that is. It doesn't look it, but you're throwing at no ice, and it's fast.
Wait.
Yeah.
15 I got.
Yeah, that's
Real
what
nice.
it's going
Yep, perfect.
Takes its time.
Oh, did it ever?
Okay.
This team might not get through this game, but they've had a wonderful learning experience here. First time at the Scotties to get 2 single sheet games and the 1-2 game in the semifinal. That has to help going forward.
Well, the things you learn about yourself, learn about each other out in the ice.
Line's good. Touch. We need top 8 though. Top 8 only. Take a look. Can't bounce. Line's really good. 5, 6. Wait only. Tons of room.
And taking a look are both
Oh no.
Courtney Weigel. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, where's this going now? Oh, it's going to bounce. And they're going to get a chance for 2 more.
That was pretty nice weight. A little bit more rotation than Robin throws.
Good throw range.
They jumped it a bit early.
Fun.
That might have been the difference.
Just keep him. I'll just keep
Just
him.
that same hack weight as last time.
Yep. You got
You
it.
just did?
Yep.
I see it perfectly.
You got it, Rob.
Yeah, right
Just
at
nail it. Eight.
To make it a 1-point game.
Yeah. To the board. Yay. To the board.
Conkin,
Clean.
Taverneau,
Clean. Clean.
Lawton calling line.
Clean. Good.
Clean it. Take it back. All the way down. Sit right there. We've got a game. Saskatchewan gets their deuce. Ontario leads it by 1.
The building blocks of a person's character.
I believe farming nurtures the close family ties that make life rich in ways money can't buy.
I believe that true happiness comes from watching your crops ripen in the field, your children grow tall in the sun, your whole family feel the pride that springs from their shared experience.
I believe in farming because it makes all this possible.
This is what the Tim Hortons Brier is all about. Hello, Canada. I'm Vic Rauter.
And I'm Doug.
Brad Gushue, final shot.
And there goes his heavy handle thingy.
The stone, Doug.
It's sliding down the ice rectangle.
Sheet.
And bing, bang, boom! Gushue knocked all the thingies out of the ice target.
The house.
What a game.
And what a great ending to the draw.
It's no draw, Vic. That's a big win for Gushue. I think. I don't know what I didn't know the score the entire time.
Now. Book now and enjoy free unlimited open bar, free airfare, and more. Norwegian Cruise Line. Feel free.
We are in the home of the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. They'll be back in a couple of days after 6 games on the road, already qualifying for the Q playoffs. Saskatchewan with 2. Within 1 now, but it's that all-important last rock that belongs to Ontario, and then they have that all-important lead in Lisa Weagle, and she does things like that.
Wow.
Twice.
And amazing. And, you know, I really like the way Saskatchewan started this end-off, and they threw their first guard just over the hog, because those are really tough to tick. But Lisa doesn't miss those. She doesn't miss the tight ones. It's such a weapon for this team.
A little bit.
If she's not the best in the world at doing that, I'd like to see who is.
Fine. Gotta go, Kara. Really hard. Really hard.
Touch and go to get over here.
Help.
Into the slow stuff.
Get in there closer.
Go, go, come on, Kara. You got it, you got it.
Go, go, go. Good, sweet Kara. Good, sweet.
Rob?
Yeah.
Rob? Let us know exactly where you want it. Oh.
Okay.
Wait. What's that? Or 3/4? It's one or the other, right? Yeah, I'm just asking what you want to do. Well, what's up to you? Okay. What piece? I like thin. A third? A third? Okay. Easy peel. Yeah. Hold it. We can hold it. Yeah. Straight through.
The dangers are you kick off one of those corner yellows back into play.
Yeah. Gotta go. Whoa. Really nice.
Oh, really good shot. That corner guard doesn't look like it's hurting you, but if it stays there for a while and you run one of these center guards into it, it could bounce right back to the center line.
On that side.
Halfway?
Yeah, just a little above that one.
Let's go.
Now they can peel with the out turn with no risk of a jam.
Point's good. Line's good. Tight. Pretty tight.
Yeah, we're tighter than that.
We're almost in.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
sliding real good.
That's fine.
Let it sit. Nibble of the 12's okay.
That's good.
15-6.
Okay.
It's just a good extension. Okay, just easy peel. Yeah. You guys can hold this. Straight through. Yep. Whoa, whoa.
Really not much to hide around, Cheryl. Probably the best opportunity for Saskatchewan is around that tight red one right there. But we've talked about how straight it is from the center line out. How do you bury around a guard that's almost in the rings?
I've been throwing this way.
Sure.
Going to try and move the guard around. This is sometimes a last resort to try and see if you can create an error from the Homan team in the peeling. The center line peels are almost automatic.
Halfway. Line good.
Get it a little bit off center, you might create a mistake.
2.5. It's halfway.
Curl a bit, that'd be nice.
Halfway.
Jesse?
We're just past that, Rob.
Jesse, a bit.
No.
It's good. Nice. Good.
I think she's not growing. Peel? Easy peel? Straight through.
Yeah. Yep. Clean. Hard, hard, hard.
Oh, now they took that away.
Nice call, Rach.
Just the perfect end, isn't it? 2 perfect ticks, which is so hard. All the peels made and taken off the 2 rocks that could hurt you.
Nice throws.
With basically 2 perfect doubles. Just so well executed.
Time running out here on Saskatchewan. They need a miss of some
Out of
kind.
the way. Yeah, touch less.
I think that's one of the things you see with Rachel Homan's team is they're never satisfied with just the one shot. They're always trying to get that little extra. Can we tick one of those corner guards? Can we make this extra bit of a roll or a double or a roll up or a setup shot?
Even.
Whoa, whoa. Good. Good.
Good.
Good. Same thing. Straight through.
And if you're Emma Miskew or playing down the line here, you're seeing the finish line, but you can't let it take you out of your routine.
No, and this team is very good at focusing on what's in front of them.
Wow.
Emma's had a few struggles down that center line.
Yeah.
One of hers really went. Another one ran real straight.
Barely let that go.
So you've got 2 choices. It's got to be there or there. I think you've got more room around the red one, but to be buried from the hack, that's about where it has to be. And we know that it's not curling much in there either.
Just trying to hit the paint, eh?
You know, we talked about
2 for T. Yeah.
Marcel Rock's here now.
It'll still be okay here, Rob.
Did you go back to Earl Morris,
nice.
who
Yeah, I
was
think
with them for so many years, a couple of times, and
You got it, Rob.
really Earl
Yeah, I already
has
drawn
to
him
take a bit of a
first,
bow here because it was him that instilled the curling manners, if I can call them that, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is what you do. This is how you approach the game, and they do it to this day.
It's close.
Okay, Kara in.
Kara, curl it. Gotta go.
Yep.
Curl it hard.
Line's good.
Okay.
Still needs to curl.
Line's
Go,
pretty
go,
good.
Go. Right to here. Even
Yep,
back.
yep. Back is okay.
Even to here. You can go to here, Kara.
Hard, hard,
Go,
hard,
go,
hard,
go, 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 go. Every inch, every inch, every inch. Okay, that's good.
Good.
So here we are, 8-7, playing 10 in Ontario with Last Rock, and yes, the focus has to be Robin Silvernagle. Look at the 53% on her draws. But listen, full credit to Saskatchewan. They don't go away after giving up the 4. They come back, but it's difficult now. When you're down by 1, you don't have much in play, and Ontario leads and does have the Last Rock. The game story brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Clean. Yep, yep, yes, roll it. Clean, clean.
And a laser. So where?
Same thing. Same thing, a little less ice. Somehow try to grab the edge of that 12-foot right on the
All their guards are
tee line.
Yeah. Seeing any slowdown they thought one of them wasn't over and they still got it well over.
A very appreciative crowd
Oh, he's calling it.
applauding Robin Silvernagle.
Okay.
It's been a great run for them. It's not over. Need a mistake, however.
When you hear Emma and Rachel already talking about drawing to the forefoot. You heard Joanne come down and say, I was watching their guards. They're not coming down.
Line's a little tighter.
A little more line. Needs to curl.
Got to get the edge of the rings here. Just try to put it as wide as you can.
Line's good. Really
Behind that, Ontario Stone covering the edge of the 12.
Gotta curl it.
Teveno
Still needs to curl.
and Hunkin. And Lawton calling line.
Needs to slow down a bit too.
Coming back.
Sit.
Coming back. And have a look. We did it. Hang on. Doesn't look like it.
It's close.
But they'll throw it just in case.
So close.
To try and put herself in position to win a 4th Canadian championship.
Put it on the tee line.
And as you think the curling program has now started at the Canada Winter Games in Red Deer, this is where she really had her beginnings. Canada Games champion back in 2007. Went on to win a Canadian junior. Now here she is. 3-time Canadian champion, world champion, Olympian.
Line's you can go. You can't hurt it. Tighter line here.
Can't hurt it.
Top 8.
Courtney Weagle.
Line's good.
And for emphasis, trying to drag it there for the extra point just to make sure. And there it is. And Ontario sets up a date with Alberta. Make the final. Ontario wins at 9-7. As they take advantage of a 4 spot. And the crowd acknowledging the team from North Battleford.
Don't lose sight of that, hey? I'm proud of us. We fought in that game. We did. We never
And
gave
there
up.
is the voice of reason, Stephanie Lund. So it's on now to the final. We'll have it for you later today, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Champions both. Chelsea Carey against Rachel Hollman. Alberta, Ontario will play for this year's Scotties title here in Sydney.
The 2019 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by Sponge Towels Paper Towel. Nothing absorbs like it.
Trying to get a date in
Reigning two-time Brier champ Brad Gushue faces a stacked field, looking to take his crown. Tim Hortons Brier starts Friday on TSN. The 2019 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by World Financial Group, helping Canadians have better financial futures. By Tim Hortons, official coffee of Curling Canada, and by Home Hardware. Here's how.
Wonderful week for this rookie skip. From North Battleford, a hug from Coach Leslie McEwen, Robin Silvernagle, and always there supporting Dad, Craig. I'm sure he'll be just bouncing around Center 200 tonight when he sees and watches Rachel Homan and Ontario go against Chelsea Carey and Alberta. That's when we join you again later today at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. We thank Team Saskatchewan for all their cooperation this week, and we wish them safe journeys home. So till we talk with you again later today, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, for the final of this year's Scotties Tournament of Hearts. And here on Canada Sports Leader, TSN.